Alrighty, we have that wall light there that does not work by the switch anymore, and it's all wired properly. We took it apart, and this where the switch and the outlet is, and it's just not going to work. So we're going to do an alternative. Okay, so we have this box here with power in it, so we'll put a light up here. We can put our fixture right on this here. Okay, and we'll put this blank cover up on that light that doesn't work. So we'll set this down here. And we're just going to see first if this will, hey, it will fit right up here nicely. So we'll take our screws out of this. Okay, so we'll take our screws out of this here. This is an Allen and Roth light, so it's a pretty nice light. It was like $70 at Lowe's. I'm going to put those screws in my pocket so I don't lose them. And, wouldn't you know, I lost it. But you know what? I'm not getting upset over it. Because it's only a screw. If you don't find it, we'll just shove another one in there for now. Okay, so we'll make sure we find holes to match this up to screw it onto the wall with. So we're going on this one and that one. It's just a 632 screw, so we're not getting all bent out of shape.
David, how?
Hi, it's
Can you get? I gotta get in there, David.
Oh, I just put everything all in place.
I'm gonna shit my pants. What am I gonna do?
Oh, because I
got terrible diarrhea.
Because I have this power off and the wires are exposed.
I'm about ready to shit myself. Please, can I get in there?
Yep, I will. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna tail up with these wires to go to our light, and our light is gonna have a self-detained switch on it. So we'll connect a white wire with our white wire here. Strip it the same length here. And make sure copper is the same length as the other wires here. Yep. Here in the country I was born in, we use wire nuts most of the time. Okay, so all our wires are even here on the end. So we'll get them lined up even like that there. Take our red wire nut, make sure it grabs all of our conductors there. Now I'm not going to twist it because the wires in here, there's old wire coming to it that's very, very old and very, very brittle. So we're just going to get this wire nut on here nice and tight, and we'll get these wires back out of our way here. Now onto our black wire, which is our hot wire. That off of here. So one is a little bit longer than the others here, so I'll just clip this back a bit here. Okay, so our wires are stripped evenly here. So I'll clip her a little bit off there. And we'll strip our black wire here with our 14 gauge hole. And you'll see, make sure it's the same length here. Okay, it's the same length, and we'll get our another red wire nut. There's our red wire nut. So we don't have any ground wire in this box. Okay, so we'll get our black wire in here. We'll get all our copper even at the end right here. Get our wire nut in here. We'll just start turning it so it grabs all of our conductors. Make sure it's nice and tight. And we'll put it back into our box. Put it back behind the back of the box here. Now we'll get our bracket on here for. This is the bracket for our light fixture. We'll stick it on here like this. And we'll get two 632 screws out. We bought some screws and some washers here. Okay, so we'll get our bracket up here to hold our fixture on here. So we'll put one screw up here. I love pulling through stuff, looking for stuff. So we'll get this straight here so our fixture goes on our box straight. Get it flat against the wall there. And we'll get our other screw right in this hole down here. Get it tight against our wall here. There's our fixture. We'll get our fixture out. I love how I can have things in my hand 1 minute and not know where it is the next. It's always a joy. Here it is. Okay, so our fixture comes with a cord, so it can be hung on the wall and plugged in, or it can be wired in directly. So we'll undo our ground wire here around our tail here, and we'll unhook our cord. The neutral, see the neutral from the cord goes to the blue, so we'll open this one up, and we'll pull our neutral out, and our red one, or orange here, will go to our line. So we'll open that up, and we'll take our cord out of our connector here. And we just untied the knot in our cord, so we'll just pull our cord out, and we'll save that for fixing a lamp or something, so we're not going to throw it away. So now we'll hook our, here in the country I was born in, white is neutral, black is live, or it could be red or blue. So we'll cut our wires back a little bit here. And we'll strip a little bit off our black, which is live, our white, which is neutral. All right. Okay, so we'll put the white in the one that's blue here. That's where our neutral was. So we'll stick it in the hole like that. Make sure our insulation goes up into the bottom of the plastic there. See, our insulation goes up in under the plastic there. And we'll push that down. Bring our black one over. We'll put our black one in. We'll make sure our insulation goes up. I'll pull it out so you can see how much. So you can make sure that insulation goes up under that plastic. Push it down. And I'll just look here and make sure our insulation is in the plastic. So now I can take and push this back into our box. Okay, we got to get our, okay, we have to hook our ground wire up around this green screw. The box is grounded with the BX cable coming up to it, so we'll get our ground wire, we'll wrap it around this green screw here, and I don't have my Phillips. I just hope I can get it. Oh, there's my Phillips. Okay, so I'll leave a little bit over here so it doesn't fray out when I tighten it. I'll bring our end down like that. Now we'll put our wires into our box. I'll just look again, make sure my insulation is up into the plastic here. Okay, I'm going to have to shorten them just slightly, not a lot, because I can see a little bit of copper on this white wire. So I'll just bring it back, pop it up, bring it out, and I'll shorten it just a hair. And we'll put it back in where the blue is. Now I see the insulation is in the plastic all the way. Push it down. I might shorten the black one up a little bit too, so I'll just, and I'm doing this so you can also see how you take them off. You just pop that lever down, pull the wire up. And I will just take a smidgen off this black wire because I want to make sure that insulation gets down in under the plastic. Okay, and we'll put our black wire back in. And I see the insulation is down inside the plastic, and you just pop that up, make sure it's in all the way. Make sure these are down all the way. Now we'll push all this into our box. Okay, so we'll just push our whole thing all back into our box here. Make sure we don't hit the levers and pop one open. Make sure it gets back in the box there. Well, you know what? If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. So we'll have to have it up here like this, like that, so that these wires are long enough. And our fixture will just fit on the wall like this. So now we're ready to screw our fixture back onto the wall. We'll just push this ground wire back down out of the way here. And if I lose the screw, you know what? I lose it, that's all. You don't get upset. You just grab another one, that's all. Just grab another one. Just grab another one, that's all you do. Now if you can't get it to line up, you can't, that's all. If you can't, you can't. Then you just have somebody else do it. I'll put the original one over here. There's the hole right there. If I lose the screw, you know what? I lose it. That's all. I'm not going to get all bent out of shape and worked up over it. It's gone. It's gone. It's that simple. And it looks like it's going to go in. There it is. You know, I'm just going to have to pop this molding off and get the screw in on this side. If I don't have my hammer, you know what? I don't have it. And we're not going to get upset either. We'll try to just pop it off with what I have here. If I can, I can't. If I can't, I can't. There we go. Looks like I'm going to be able to get it back a little bit here, which I did, and I'll be able to get our screw in from this side. So I'm going to put my Phillips screw on our screwdriver here, and I'm just going to hope I get it in here. If I lose it, I lose it. And I'm not getting all upset over it. And I got to go in, and we'll just tighten it up. And I'll just push this back in a little bit here. And there we are. We have a, we'll take the bulb out of the light that doesn't work. And we'll stick it in here and make sure it's going to work. And we got it to work. So we'll take our bulb back out. And we'll put our shade on here. the shade just sits in like this. We'll take our plastic off of it like that. We'll set this, we'll take our plastic ring off of this here. Set our shade in here like this. Reach way up in here. And we'll see if we can get our shade back on here. There we go. We'll get our light bulb back in here. This is one of those LED ones. They're energy saving and we'll turn on again. See how nice that lights up. Alrighty, so this is the fixture we installed. It's an Allen plus Roth. Alright, so here's the instructions. You can pause the video to read them. Okay, so we'll disconnect what we're not going to be using here anymore. We're going to eliminate the switch here. I think I have an extension cord in here. So we'll take our switch off because it's going to the light that's no longer working because there's something wrong with the wiring in the wall. Okay, so we'll disconnect the black wire going to our switch. So we'll loosen this screw up. We'll take our black out that goes to that switch. And we'll tighten our screw back up down here for black wire. I love how Phillips screwdrivers hop like a lovable bunny rabbit on these screws. So we'll just tighten that one back up. And we'll make sure our copper comes through here and our insulation doesn't get pinched under the... And we'll take our black one off of our switch here. We're taking out this light switch. We'll straighten this wire out here and we'll shorten it up a little bit. And we'll cap off this wire because we have no clue what it goes to and I don't know what it's hooked up to. So we'll just cut it off like that. Cap it off with a yellow wire nut. Make sure it fits on there nice and snug. And I'm going to put it in the box and I'm going to make sure it's facing up so it doesn't come off. Now we'll unhook our white wire that goes up to that. The one that supposedly goes to the light. So we'll unhook that one. So this is the white wire that goes up to the light. And we'll put our white wire, GFI wire, back under the terminal here. Make sure it's nice and tight, like that there. Make sure our insulation's not pinched under the screw head and our copper isn't pinched. It goes up to the top there. I'm not going to get upset. I'll just tape it up. Not what I want to do, but it's what I have to do until I can get one. You just don't let not having stuff bother you. You just can't. Some things have to not let bother you. You just have to remember, you have to do something quick and temporary. You do it quick and temporary, and just have to remember, that's all. And I have the cover thing all in here. I don't know where that is. Oh, here's the cover piece. But I gotta find a, you know what? I'll just use a red one. I don't have a yellow one here. You know what? We'll just use a red one. Might be too big, but you know what you do? We're gonna fold this over. And we're going to make it work. We're going to make it work. And we'll put a red wire nut on here like that. It's nice and snug. And again, we'll put it in the box facing up so it doesn't come off. And now we'll just put our GFI back in the wall here. I'm just going to make sure that my wires are all seated in the bottom of those push-in connectors. But if you can't see, you can't see. You don't get upset. Okay, they look like they're all in. If you can't, she can't. It's that simple, but we're going to try to see. Because it felt like they were in when I put them in. Okay, and they're all seated in all the way. Sometimes you just have to hold it right to see. You know, we're going to look for our pellets. And here it is. Now we'll just put our GFI back into our box here. And we'll just screw it in here. Get centered on our box like that there. This one up here is centered. It is what it is. Okay. And we have a double GFI cover, so we're going to have to put this piece in here to fill the void on the blank side of the box, since we don't have a GFI and blank cover. And there's the information on the back. This will go right here. Not much is made in the United States, but guess what? There was an arrest made today, so that's something made in the United States. Then we'll just put our double cover on here. Just go in here like this. My screwdriver a little bit fat. But you don't get upset, you don't get all worked up. If you don't have it, you don't have it, that's all. And fortunately I have that screwdriver. Goes. Our box is a little crooked, so it went on a little bit harder. And we are all set here. Okay, now we'll just take down the light that we can't use. And we'll just put our blank cover on it. I'll take our globe off. We're definitely saving this light. Okay, so we'll just hop up here and we'll take our nuts off of this here. I want to definitely save this light. I'm not going to throw it away. And let's see what this looks like. That blurs me out some. And we'll just take this down.
take this off the wall here, and we'll just unhook our wires here. Okay, we'll use our orange wire cap and we'll cap our wires off and leave them capped up here because they're probably disconnected somewhere between here and the switch, but I don't know what they did and where they are, so we just don't get upset about it. That's why we put a light on that other box. So we'll save our fixture. We're not going to throw it away. And I'll cap off the black wire here, make sure insulation goes up into the wire nut. So I'm going to make sure they're all nice and snug. And I'm going to fold them into the box so that the wire nut is facing up so that there's no way of it falling off. Like that there. And we'll just keep our ground wire going across the bottom so there's no chance of it getting up under a wire nut. Like that there. I don't want this wire end to poke into anything, so I'm going to move it so it's away from the wires here. So we're all set up here, and now we'll just stick our blank cover on up here and we'll be all set. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows if you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you what. Alrighty, so we are all set. Peace. Thanks for watching.